Hi everyone, welcome to UTV Gooner and our show with Shooting Lone Star with Ram from the Austin Gooners. Hi bro, how are you?
Hey bro, what's going on, man? City's buzzing, man. Felt good to get the win yesterday. We were excited. Um, and Sunday's going to be a big day for us in the city as well. MLS season is coming to an end. We already secured our playoff spot, Austin FC. So Sunday is the final home game, about 3 or 4 hours after the Arsenal Liverpool match. So it's going to be like, and then we got Monday off. So it's going to be just a really exciting Sunday, man. So I'm ready for the weekend already. It's about what, almost 4 o'clock here. So we're about to, after this, I'll probably, walk to the nearest bar and have a couple pints or something like that, set the weekend off. Feeling great, man. How about you?
Yeah, all good bro. Excited for the weekend. Always that big excitement you have before you're playing a big game. Like last week against Tottenham, we are talking about it, really excited, but a bit nervous. And butterfly kind of feeling you talk about. And yeah, same thing this weekend. Massive game for us on Sunday. Really looking forward to it. Let's start by with talking about that game against Tottenham last week. So, I remember speaking to you, worried. We saw that Tottenham has had a good start to the season, and we are wary of how it will go in this game. But we were so dominant from the start. We were on the front foot, got that amazing goal by Partey. It just went on to right. They did get that equalizer from our mistake, unfortunately, but apart from that, they weren't really in the game. I don't remember having many chances, and we just were comfortable throughout. I'd say, apart from like I say that penalty incident, and went on to win easily 3-1.
Yeah, and actually I have a funny story that I'll share with you real quick before we get into the game. And I thought this was going to be sort of a bad omen for what was going to happen. But as I mentioned to you, our match, the North London Derby was at 6:30 in the morning our time. Well, we get there, and there's like 50 people outside at the bar. The bartenders are there, but the owner didn't show up. So we were actually locked out of the bar for the first 15 minutes of the match. So we're all watching on our TVs or on our phones, just kind of trying to get to just trying to watch it, right? And then we get let in. Everything turns out fine. But about 3 minutes, as soon as we settle in, 3 minutes later, Thomas Partey scores his goal. Um, and one thing I really love about that goal was the fact that you talk to some of the players and you see the way the buildup happened. It was almost planned, right? Like we knew exactly what Tottenham was going to be doing defensively, like just kind of compressing themselves and sitting back and absorbing attacks. And we hit them. They're like, all right, if you want to just stuff the box, we're just gonna shoot from the outside. And Thomas Hardyman, on his 57th attempt from outside the box, finally knocked one in. But you can just see, like, just the way it got set up, that was almost like in the NFL where you have like planned out plays. This wasn't necessarily like planned out, I don't think, or but it was like that was something that it looks like they were just kind of saying, all right, if you see this, then do that. And beautiful pass from Ben White, real simple, and then just a class hit by Thomas Partey, man. I was so excited for him to get the goal, the first goal. And then yeah, I think yeah, after that, Tottenham is a good team. They did get some chances. Your boy Gabriel kind of gave away a really dumb penalty, but you also have to kind of put a little bit of blame on Granit Xhaka there. I mean, it was just a team. Overall, it was just a good team like Tottenham would make you do that, right? And it didn't look good, but you know what? Just like we've always done throughout the whole year, man, and just responded quickly, um, or at least timely, right? We went into the half 1-1, jumped up 2-1, and then before you know it, they got the red card. We were just in total domination, man. I watched the game back a couple of times, and uh, we just looked so good. It was almost, dare I say, like a perfect performance by us, minus the goal that we gave up. But they never really threatened, and I don't even think the red card changed the game. Like we were in control. I think going up 3-1 changed the game. Like at that point, it was just like, well, yeah, you're not coming back, and shortly after Conte put in like 4 or 5 subs at once, and you just kind of knew that's when we started cheering at the bar, just kind of like, all right, it's time to celebrate, like we did it. Yeah, it was a great North London derby, man, and it really, I think, like I've been saying, I'm hoping it sets the tone for the rest of the month, and yeah, I mean, as we saw yesterday, I think it is we are on a hot streak, man, and we got to continue this because we got a big game coming up in the next couple days.
Yeah, bro, for sure. Great to start October like this. Let's hope it's going to be a great month. Like the last 2 months have been, if we can end of October top of the league as well, that would be great. As we know, we got some big tests this month. Before we talk about that next game against Liverpool, and talk a little bit about last night's Europa League game. Wanted to talk to you about last weekend's Manchester derby. We've seen how strong Man City have been this season. They proved it again in that match against Man United, completely destroyed them 6-3. That guy Haaland can't stop scoring. So, looking at how things are going, you'd say, okay, great, we've got a good chance, maybe because we're at the top of the league, outside chance maybe to fight for the title. But there's a big
Mhm.
hurdle in the way. That's
Yeah.
Manchester City, and they're just showing how strong they are. As great a start it's been for us, they've been looking really good as well.
Oh yeah, I actually watched it with my Manchester United buddy at a Manchester United bar here in Austin, and just because I love Premier League, man, I love the action, and the bar is actually close to my apartment where I live. Like I can actually walk there. So I was like, I go to some of the matches just to kind of hang out and banter it up a little bit. Um, and it was definitely I had to hold back a little bit of that joy. Like, oh man, this is actually great to watch because sure you want City to. I mean, we're top of the league, and City are right now our biggest contenders for the top spot. But realistically thinking, long term, we want top four. And so what I want to see is I want to see our top four rivals, lose points anytime, right? So I was rooting for City for this particular match. Like I wanted City to win. I was kind of going back and forth, but ultimately I decided, you know what? I kind of want to just see that happen. Sure enough, it happened in glorious fashion, I would say. A little bit scary in terms of like the prospects of us facing them. But I mean, you can't help but smile a little bit to see United with all the money they're spending and all the hoopla going in. They have all the talent in the world. They got the best player in the world sitting on the bench making funny faces. Uh, Shit, man, I'll take it all day, every day. Really wish it would have been like 6-1. I mean, they got a couple goals at the end that didn't really matter, but also on the other side of the coin, City is terrifying. And but I also think like we should be feared a little bit as well. Um, Tottenham, the Tottenham game was certainly one of our biggest tests, just considering where everybody's at the table and what Tottenham's ambitions are. We passed that test. We might have failed the first test against United, but we passed the one against Tottenham. So you have to think, and if you kind of look at City's opponents as well, up at least up to the City, or at least up to the Manchester Derby, like they weren't necessarily playing top of the league teams. They weren't playing a bunch of big six teams. Like they were playing the likes of Bournemouth, Wolves, Leicester as well. I think they played Crystal Palace. Like we're kind of on the same path, right? So this is kind of what we're seeing, where we start seeing the cream rise to the crop, right? So yeah, there was a lot happened at the beginning of the month, and it's only going to continue, right? Because not only for us, but all these other teams are going to have a ton of games as well. So yeah, it's going to start getting very, very interesting, man.
Yeah, for sure, bro. As we're saying, like this month is 9 games for all the teams
Hmm.
that have got European competition. So yeah, it's going to be really busy. Squad depth's going to be important. We saw some of that yesterday. So let's talk now about that Europa League game. Arteta was able to rest many of our players, and it was still a very comfortable win for us. 3-0. Okay, opposition We know they're not that strong, but we dominated that game. It was good to see how much squad depth we have. We saw the likes of Fabio Vieira, who we've not seen much of this season still because of his injury early on, but he's come into the team, done amazing every time he's had an opportunity. And yesterday, again, what a performance for him, a goal and an assist, and a very dominant 3-0 win for us.
Yeah, man, and it was also I was also excited to see Rob Holding score a goal, right? Very big squad player for us. Good teammate. It was good to see him get on the board. My boy Matt Turner, who's probably going to end up starting for the USA team, got himself a clean sheet. Although he didn't have to do that much work, to be fair. But Tomiyasu was out there. I was excited about seeing him there. We got to see Ben White come in and relieve him. And how about that assist from Gabriel Jesus, bro? Like I know, fair enough. Like the competition we were playing was not the best, and the game was already kind of out of hand. But my God, he is just such a what a signing, man! Like what an amazing player we've added to our squad. Um, and then I thought Tierney as well looked really good too. So, man, it was just a really encouraging follow up to the North London Derby because you would think, once you have like a big game like that, that maybe there's going to be some kind of letdown. And we've seen that before with Arsenal teams in the past, and it looks like we're just kind of, if you take into account even the Europa League games, I mean, that's our ninth win of the season, put against one loss. So we're really like all these games matter in terms of like building that momentum. And I really like what Arteta did is putting in the guys we're going to see on Sunday, putting them in at like the 50th, 60th minute, just to kind of keep the rhythm going, right? We saw Bukayo Saka come in, Gabriel Jesus, as I mentioned. We saw Odegaard and Patrick. Saw Odegaard and Fabio Vieira on the field at the same time. Like, oh my God, like we saw Martinelli start again. I kind of hope, I was kind of hoping Martinelli was going to get a little bit of a break, but we saw Reece Nelson come in, and I thought he did a couple of nice things in his short time in there. Eddie Nketiah, beautiful goal. Like he was right where he needed to be. A true poacher's goal, and that's not taking anything away from him. There was a couple of passes and a shot that I mean, he had one open shot where he was just him and the goalkeeper, and he kind of sailed it over the goal. You gotta kind of put that away if you're getting the very small amount of opportunities he's getting. So, you can be real nitpicky and say like, sure, we won 3-0, but there were still some things we can improve on. But then, Arteta said that as well in his press conference. He goes, you can tell there's a lot of guys who haven't been getting a lot of minutes, but that's kind of what we expected. And not only did they get the minutes, but most importantly, we got the win. And so we just kind of keep the good times rolling, if you will. So as relaxed as I was during that game, like I think it was very important to kind of build upon that North London Derby win and build towards the games that are coming up again. And I like the idea of playing games quickly so that whether we win or lose, we have to kind of get over it and move on to the next one because sure we might be favored against the Europa League teams, but these are big games for them as well, and so they want to do well. And the team we played, Bodo Glimt, is like second in their division, and they're later in the season. They're like on game 31, so they're like in form way, they're kind of like maybe on our level with those kind of games. But like, again, and it's good to kind of just see us trying different lineups and still getting out the results. So 3-0 could have been 5-0, but I'm not going to be that picky. Um, I thought it was a great and encouraging win for us, all things considering that we only had two regular starters in there in Martinelli and Gabriel, and everybody else was kind of rotating. But then we also saw our big guns come out just to kind of get their legs under them. And I like what Arteta's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really great to see the depth and squad we have because we've struggled with that in recent times. There's still some areas we know, we're talking about if Thomas Partey gets injured, the cover there. But Lokongo, got to say, that he played really well yesterday. He's stepping up and hopefully gets better and better with experience. Again,
Hmm.
Jesus, we say like with Nketiah, again yesterday he showed took his goal really well, was really lively. He's getting better and better. So it's great to see. We've got a really young squad, but the depth is there and it's getting better and better. Just need to add maybe a bit more in the next couple of transfer windows, and I mean I believe we can be really challenging with like some Man City. We could even challenge him this year. Who knows?
Yeah,
It's still like it's football. Anything can happen. But at the moment, you say looking at their squad and the way they're playing, they are just still that bit better than we are at the moment. But let's see how it goes. Take it game by game. That's all we can do. And every
right.
game we're racking up the wins. One quick thing before I go into the Liverpool game is that I was speaking to some fans from Bodo last night, and they were telling me that it's really cold in Norway. So they believe that
Yeah.
we've got a great chance to beat us next week because we're going to find it really tough and cold out there. So I was trying to laugh at them. Really nice people, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting that game next week. Being away, again, I'm sure Arteta is going to be resting players. We've got that game against Leeds just a couple of days later in the Premier League, and we know the Premier League is the priority. But yeah, let's talk now about the Liverpool match. So huge test for us. We so far this season we've played like Man United away and Tottenham at home, but we know Liverpool are an elite team on the level of a Man City. They've not been showing that this season, and they have lost Mane, we know. But if you look at their record overall, the last few years in the Premier League, they've been right up there with Man City as the two best teams in the country, and the players they've got is a world class squad they have there. So all right, we can say they're not in form, and it's a great time to be playing them. But it's going to be a big test, and I think it is our biggest test so far this season. And it's going to show how far we've come because playing them last season was, for example, was a disaster. Played 4 games, didn't score even one goal. We
Yeah.
really struggled, not just last season, but in recent times. We've had some really poor results against them, especially at Anfield. So it's going to be great to see, hopefully, that we've come a long way as we've seen this season. Different team we are now. We've got a lot more confidence. And I'm sure we don't fear anyone. And we can take the game to them. And I'm hoping for a really nice, comfortable win. I think we've got a great chance to beat them. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence, right? Like I feel exactly what you're saying. Like, you know, I think we need to go in there and as I've been saying against the United and then as the Tottenham, let's play the team and not the occasion. Like sure, this is Liverpool, but they're not necessarily the same Liverpool that we've been seeing in the past. Not to take anything away from them, I still think they're a very dangerous team. And I watched them play Brighton, and I saw Brighton go ahead 2-0, and then I saw Liverpool just in the blink of an eye just snatch that game back, and then of course give it up and then have to share a point with Brighton. But still, like that Liverpool team is dangerous, and the players they have are world class, and that's the team. That's where we want to strive to be. So it's a little bit of both. I think we can win. I think if we go in there and play like we did against Man United and Tottenham, right? Made the results were mixed. We split those two together, but the Tottenham match, I think, really shows what kind of team we can look like, right, against an elite squad. Um, and I kind of want to see us, bring it to them as well. Come out flying hard, trying to score goals right away, right? And I think if we can do that, if we did what a team like Brighton did, it just came at them. Um, I see us potentially jumping ahead 2-0 and then trying to like keep that lead. Um, but I also don't want us to go in there overconfident and thinking that all that, because I did have seen some chatter online like, hey, I don't know why Arsenal fans are feeling overconfident, like Liverpool is still Liverpool. And like, yeah, fair play to them. Like, true. But I don't think what the fan banter is, I don't think what's going on with the fan banter is what's going on with our team. Like, I think our team is going to go in there, obviously respect Liverpool for who they are, but at the same time, not be afraid of them. And I think we saw what we can bring in batches last year. That first game we lost 4-0, but I think for the first 55, 60 minutes, we were going toe to toe with them. And then the rematch, when we lost 2-0, I mean, it was almost extended a little bit. We went like toe to toe with them for about 65 minutes, and then it just kind of all fell apart. So, I was reading interview after the Tottenham match with Aaron Ramsdale, and he was just saying like this team is bonded over that pain that they felt from last year's disappointment, and there's sort of like a fire burning in. Like he used that word. There's a fire burning within the team. They want to kind of right the wrongs that went on last season, and so I feel like this is again another opportunity. It's a revenge tour, man. Like it's been a revenge tour for the start of the season, right? We started revenge against Crystal Palace and so on, and I think this is one of those other opportunities to be like, all right, this is a Liverpool team that has battered us a lot over the past few years, and here is an opportunity right after Tottenham to go right at them at home. I think it's great that it's going to be at home. We're kind of starting to build a little fortress at the Emirates. So yeah, I'm actually pretty confident. Yeah, I think we'll be able to really handle it, and yeah, we'll see what happens, man. What are you thinking?
I think the way their defense is and the way we've been playing attacking wise, I don't see how they're going to stop us from getting at least 2, 3 goals. It's just going to come down to how secure we can be at the back. And with Saliba in there, I'm confident that we can, a maximum see them getting 1 goal, maybe hopefully we can keep a clean sheet. But yeah, I'm confident. I think as long as we're really on it, attacking the way we've been playing like against Tottenham on the front foot. All right, be a little bit wary of them of a counter attack as we saw against Man United. We've got to make sure that we don't leave ourselves open. But I can see us going ahead early, I mean, just going on and having a comfortable win. And it's great to be able to say that, to be this confident that we're going to be able to go beat a team like Liverpool is amazing. Another thing in our advantage is the rest. So they had a difficult game in the Champions League a couple of days back. They couldn't rest anyone. It was important. They struggled in Champions League, so they really needed to win that game. So they couldn't afford to rest any players, play their full team. As we were saying with us, we rested a lot of our players yesterday, and even the ones that played, they didn't play like the whole 90 minutes. So it's going
Hmm.
to be that's another thing in our favour as well. We're at home, so I am really confident. Like, it's been a while since I can say this about playing a team like Liverpool or Man City, going into it saying that confident we can actually beat them, and I'm thinking quite comfortably as well. So yeah, what's your correct score prediction?
I'm gonna say, I don't want to say like it's gonna go like the way Brighton went, but it very well could be. And yeah, after watching them go against Brighton and watching teams like Fulham go against them, I don't think we're going to be able to stop them from scoring, but I think we can outscore them. So I'm going to say something like 3-2, but I feel like it's going to be one of those games where we go up like 3-1 and then they might score 3-2 late, and then it's going to be just one of those nervy games where we have to like hold them off. So it's going to be a test in that fashion, but I feel like we're going to be I want to like as I said right earlier, right? Like I want to see us jump on them and really take it to them early, and I think that's going to yield a couple of early goals. So yeah, I'm going to say 3-2, but a little bit more dominant than what the scoreline actually reads. So I'm going to say 3-2. What do you think? What are you saying? Because you've
Hey,
been right. You were definitely right with the Tottenham one. I was nervous about Tottenham, but you said we were going to batter them, and we fucking battered them. So what are you thinking?
yeah, I went 4-1 in that one, so just missed that
Yeah.
one. Oh, it's 3-1. I reckon for this one, I think 3-1 again. I think they'll probably get 1 goal. I see us way we're playing. I can see us getting at least three. I thought and the way their defense is looking so shaky. They seem really easy to get at. So the way we're playing, our attacking play has been amazing this season. So yeah, I'm confident 3-1 win. So gonna ask you before we go, as usual, just a few predictions for some of the other games involving our rivals this weekend. So on Saturday, Man City are playing against Southampton. I feel sorry for Southampton. The way Man City are playing at the moment. Yeah, what's your correct score prediction for that one?
Oh man, I don't know, man. In my fantasy league, I've got Halan, and I have him as my captain pretty much every week. So that means like this is like doubles the points whenever
Don't
he
change
scores a
him as
goal or
captain.
assist.
Always keep him as captain. The way
No,
he's
but what I'm saying,
yeah.
I have that card where I can triple captain it,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm kind of I'm considering triple captaining him for this game because I feel like he's gonna score another hat trick, maybe get four. Yeah, like Southampton. Uh, I mean, they play admirably well, but they're actually also just not very good either. So yeah, man, I don't think that's going to be close. I've been hearing a couple of the podcasts, about champion or not Champions League, about Premier League, and a couple people have mentioned this is the kind of game that City kind of maybe you know fucking bottles, and then they end up drawing or potentially losing. But I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, I think it's going to be something like 4-0, 5-0. It's not going to be close. They're just too good right now. I don't see them going undefeated or anything like that. But like they're fucking good, bro. Like so, it's gonna be like 4-0, easy.
Yeah, they really are an extra special team with Haaland in there. Wow. I can see, as you're saying, 4 or 5, maybe more. We've seen like Southampton had some thrashings. Like, remember him conceding 9 goals,
Yeah, yeah,
wasn't it?
absolutely.
Yeah, they had a couple of
It
times.
a couple of years ago, but it was against like Liverpool, I think, too, right? Like they were getting there. Yeah, they're not. It's gonna be rough for them, man.
Okay, and then also on the Saturday, Chelsea are playing against Wolverhampton.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't think Wolves are. Well, they've just fired their coach, right? So maybe they get a little bump in performance just because players, you never know how they react. But Chelsea did look good in their most recent Champions League match against, I think it was Milan, right? Yeah, it was Milan.
You
But
know,
again, they had to play a lot of their starters, so who knows? But I think they end up squeaking out a win. Wolves play great. They do great on the defensive end. They just can't score goals. So I think it's going to be like 2-0, but it's going to be like really close, right? Chelsea might squeak out a second goal at the end, but I don't see Chelsea being threatened very much just because Jimenez is out for Wolves, and they really don't have any goal scorers on that team. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a good day for the Wolves.
okay, and Tottenham are playing Brighton away.
Ooh, that's going to be a fun one. I think I'm certainly going to tune into that one. Um, Shit, man. Yeah, and again, Brighton had a chance to batter Liverpool, man. I mean, they were up 2-0, and then they couldn't hold it together. They're playing really good football. They're a team that I'm actually starting to get scared of, man. Um, Crystal Palace, just kind of side note, but Crystal Palace has kind of tapered off a little bit. They haven't been able to get any kind of results, but that Brighton team is still like top five, top six right now. They're playing really well. They haven't seemed to suffer from, having Graham Potter leave. So, oof, you know what? I'm going to go with the second straight loss for Tottenham. I'm going to say 3-1, another 3-1 loss for Tottenham. I just think Brighton it's again these Tottenham plays well. Like they've been getting lucky, and I don't think they're gonna. I think their luck is gonna start running out, and it started with us. I mean, there's only so much you can do when you just absorb, 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 and then hope you can counterattack. Like a team like us, a team like Brighton, that is just gonna like play fundamental football and just all right, you're gonna let us attack? Well, then we'll just keep fucking attacking. And yeah, I think they're gonna lose again. Maybe I'll revise it. I'll say two. I'll say 2-1.
Okay, that would be great. And then
Yeah.
to finish with, Everton are playing Man United.
Oh boy, man. I don't know. Shit, man. Man United looked. They didn't look very good against whatever team they were playing. I guess it was. I don't even want to butcher it. Like, but they were playing. They played Europa League same day as us, and they fell behind 1-0, jumped out 3-1, and then ultimately ended with a win 3-2. They don't look very confident, excited to play for each other. Complete opposite of how we're playing, right? So I'm thinking we might see a draw. I think we might see like a 1-1 draw just because Everton, they're playing. Everton is not like uh, they don't have any standouts, but they are playing pretty hard. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah, I think that's going to be like a 1-1 draw. I don't see that. It's going to be a very boring 1-1 draw too. I don't think either team is really looking good at the moment. Um, and I don't see United bouncing back that quickly from that battering they took just because I just don't see it. They're not playing very well at all.
Yeah, and Everton have been really playing much better in recent times, so that's gonna be a really difficult game for them. So yeah, another great weekend of Premier League action to look forward to. Look forward to speaking to you about it next week. Thanks so much for your time, bro.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to talking with you on Sunday, man. It's going to be a very exciting. We're finally going to get a game at a normal time. It'll be 10:30 in the morning. So I won't feel very weird at all ordering a beer for the game. But yeah, I'll be talking to you soon. And come on, you Gunners, let's beat the shit out of Liverpool, man. Like as nervous as I've been sounding, we gotta return the favor at least one of these times, man. And I think this is this is this is. I mean, we're up like 11 points on them, and they are struggling. Um, this is a great time for us to just stick it to them and strike when the irons hot, man. So let's get these guys, man. Let's get them off the pitch and just fucking keep this good times rolling, man. Let's go.
Yeah, bro, let's do it. Looking forward to speak to you next week about a great win against
Yes,
them.
sir.
That's all from us. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share.